Hoteps been told you back at it again. Episode 24.
Oh yeah,
Hottest show in the streets. Hotep Jesus, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm chilling, man. I'm just enjoying this beautiful microphone that all the wonderful Caucasians were able to help assist with through our Patreon. Shout out to everybody that contributes to our Patreon. We truly appreciate you making this show better. As you assist us, we will assist you in providing you better and cleaner content, and just trying to produce something that can rival mainstream media. We're getting mainstream media out the paint, and we're gonna bring y'all good TV. But we can't do it without y'all. So that's why I just want to say I want to start today's show off, episode 24, with saying thank you to the people for being so great to us. Y'all have been really great to us, and I just want to let y'all know I appreciate that.
Yo, definitely, I definitely second that. Definitely appreciate all the supporters out there. People share, people donate to Patreon, PayPal, whatever. We need better media out there. We're just one cog in the wheel. You know what I'm saying? Against mainstream media. If you want some real takes, y'all know where to come every Thursday. We're here. Thank y'all. Y'all coming in. Thank y'all for when y'all come in. Hit the thumbs up, and we'll get it cracking. Um, First off the list, let's get it right out the way. George Bush Senior, George
Uh-huh.
Herbert Bush passed away. They put him in the ground today. Um, Man, and it goes along, and we're seeing this narrative like how they did with John McCain. When they were alive, the mainstream media they were really tar and feathering these guys. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I mean, when Trump during the election, he was killing the Bushes, killing them. Here's a guy who was involved. The conspiracy theory, the tinfoils say he was involved in two president shootings. They say he ran drugs in the CIA, invaded Iraq the first time,
Uh huh.
but now we know him as a patriot, a good father. They remixed the hell out of his obituary, boy.
Yo, somebody in my timeline was like, yo, what they said, he was like, yo, George Bush funeral been a whole week already.
They're right. It's not as long as McCain's. McCain really had a whole week. You know what I mean? I think Bush had like 3 or 4 days, but McCain, they really stretched McCain's out, man.
Yeah.
But God damn, it's crazy, man. Now we're going. Is this what we're going to have now? These weak ass, long ass funerals.
Yo, I just been sitting back watching, like, confused as hell. Like, we love Bush now? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, George Bush hands Michelle Obama a piece of candy, and black folks is like, yeah! I'm like, yo, this is the same dude that ain't want to, like, help y'all out during Hurricane Katrina.
And I think they think this has been a media like little ploy they're doing with George Bush and Michelle Obama, man. Now Michelle Obama's all sweet to Bush, you know what I mean? And you know that the folks love Michelle, so they're going to take her love and try to chip away at the hate we used to have for the Bushes, and now they're America's first family. I can't even believe that they pulled it off right before our eyes, man.
They pulled it off right before our eyes, man. Propaganda is slick. When you go study Edward Bernays talks about how they use political figures to sway public opinion as part of a public relations scheme. So it's real easy when you take somebody that people love and you stand it next to something like some new, silk shoes. People are more likely to buy.
Yeah.
George Bush is the proverbial silk shoes. Saying Michelle Obama's the brand endorser. And it's just so fascinating how people gravitate towards all this, man. It's really fascinating.
Yeah, it really is. But I just hope real people remember who he really was. You know what I mean? I'm not going to take anything away. He obviously did a lot of shit in his life. You know what I mean? But whether that's good or bad, I guess that's up to be decided. I guess he was good for the globalists. I guess. Um,
Oh,
anyway,
he's definitely great for the globalists, and we're going to be talking about the globalists a lot during this episode. It seems today.
um, since you're the money man, what's going on in the markets, man? What is going on? People are going crazy. People
um,
going crazy.
let's see where we should start. Let's start with identifying what this is. So this is a very natural correction that happens every few years. Some people might call it a crash. If you don't have your ducks in the order, it's going to feel like a crash. If you have your ducks in the order, it's going to feel like a huge payday. Anybody who survives this correction and buys the dip and buys the low, it's going to come out really big on top when the market recovers in however many years it takes. Um, I think that smart people, people who know money, people who know the markets, should be celebrating. Um, if you haven't been saving your money to make investments, you're not going to be able to take advantage of this thing. A lot of people are going to lose houses again and all of that stuff. So it's going to be a lot of cheap houses on the market. So this is a kind of thing where rich get richer. Either you catch this cycle or you don't. If you panic, it just means that you you're not educated on these cycles of the market. You're not educated on how to take advantage of them. But if you're educated on how to take advantage of them, you'll be happy in the long run.
I hear you. I hear you.
I see
Now,
Bitcoin just dipped below 3,500. That's a little scary for some people.
now I seen and China. They've made good, man. And Trump is. I mean, China has said they've come out and made statements. They feel positive about a deal going to get made. They even put the tariffs, cutting the tariffs off for the American cars and stuff that's going to come into their country. This looks like a win for Donald Trump. You know, all we heard all the past couple months, oh, trade war with China, trade war with China. It seemed to me it was just like a stare down. You know, what I mean, a bunch of wolf talking, and then they came back to a deal, and they're like, oh, okay, we can do this. Is anything working with that?
I don't know. I haven't been following the China thing too closely. Um, which deal are they working on?
The tariffs that China was putting
the
on
import
American
export
goods.
thing. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, all right. Let me not go there. I'm not going to say what I was about to say. Um, let's just go ahead and pat Trump on the back, right, for utilizing the art of the deal to bring China to the table in the first place. How this thing ends up is a whole nother story, right? That's like the separate discussion. Um,
Right.
but the fact that he's able to bring them to the table and, like you said, come to some sort of agreement, I think is a merit to his skill set as a man, as being Donald Trump, doing what he said he was gonna do. Right? He said he was gonna go after China, and he did.
Definitely. You know, I said this before. I say it again. He's the one candidate that said what he was going to do, and he's going out and doing it. His campaign promises he's keeping. You
Right.
know, we still need that wall. We still need that wall, Donnie T. But what he said in his campaign promise, he's at least attempting to do.
Now you
So
know.
you got to give him credit for that.
Now you know we not getting that wall, right? And I'm gonna tell you why. And a lot of
Why
people
we keep the wall?
a lot of people are gonna be upset at this, but we basically just signed an agreement which goes against the wall. We signed the revised NAFTA, which is the USMCA. You know what I mean? And then that's basically a trade agreement between Mexico and Canada, which is going to bring us closer to some sort of North American Union. So you got a European Union, which some people wanted a Brexit from, right? Not to be confused with Blexit. Some people wanted a Brexit from, right? So we're getting the same thing. This is another globalist plot. So chances of our getting our wall now have diminished. And I'm not going to blame Trump for this because we know this is a globalist plot over their oil. You know, they want to get that oil money. They love that oil money. You know, they trying to get that pipeline.
Yeah.
And they going to get it. But, you know, that wall, after I saw that deal go through, I'm like, damn, we ain't getting no wall.
You know what I was thinking, man? Maybe he'll pull some dope fiend shit and say, put the wall on Mexico's southern border. Because you know what I mean? He'd be like, hey, yeah, we got it. That's it. Then you still get your North American. You know what I mean? You separate North America and South.
we got a better chance of getting a Mexican southern border than we got a Mexican. You're absolutely right about that. Because Sarah's going to be hot, too, when he come out this whole thing with no wall. What happened to our wall? Hoteps BEEN told you.
Super chat, Metal Dogs. Love, thanks for the donation. Love the show. Hoteps, keep them coming. Yes, we'll keep coming every Thursday at 8. Please check in. And everybody, please hit that thumbs up and please share the video. I appreciate it. Talking about Trump. The markets, the tariffs.
We got how many likes we got? We got 11. How many people we got in the chat? Yo, hit the like button on the chat, y'all. Let's get them likes up. Let's hit like 46 people watching. Hit the like button. If we can get 50%, that'd be freaking awesome. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the share button. If you're in the Periscope, hit the share button.
Now on to our favorite has-beens, Hillary and Bill Clinton. You know, Hillary's going out and trying to cash in, you know, as the politicians always cash in, like Michelle Obama's cashing in on her book tour, speaking tour, charging 6 figures. Hillary and Bill, they can't sell out nothing, man. Empty seats, half-price tickets, giving away tickets. Yeah. It looks like the Clinton era is about over. What do you think, man?
I guess the Clintons ain't black no more. Bill Clinton ain't black no more? Yo, they getting them out of here. They getting them out the paint, huh? Yo, I saw one thing said they had to drop their prices to like $7. They said that they had to draw the curtains over some of the seats so it didn't look so empty in there. But like you said, meanwhile, them Obama tickets keep going up. Yo, Michelle Obama could become president if she ran.
That's why I try to tell people. People are like, no. I'm like, y'all is foolish. She could win this hands down. But she don't want to run. Thank goodness, man.
It's only 3 people that could beat Trump. And one of them is Michelle Obama.
Right.
The other 2 is The Rock and Oprah.
Yeah. I think you pretty much nailed it right on the head.
Those are the people I would say guaranteed. Now they got this, you know, my girl Alex. Alex, if she was of age by 2020, boy, she would give him some. You see that, y'all? I'm telling you, they are putting money behind her. That's where the DNC putting their chips now. But it's kind of backfiring because she's been saying some wild things. Something she said that they was bordering on anti-globalism. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, and what she be slipping up, man. She compared illegal immigration to the Holocaust last week, I believe.
She said we could defeat racism if we kill climate change. That's my boo. She try to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Yo, you got it. I don't know what she be talking about. I don't know. I can't make sense of what it is. You know, I think it is. She just be like having all these like talking points in her head, and she got 2 minutes to speak, so she just be like, "Pah," yeah. And it just all comes together. You know what I mean? But the Clintons' era is over because of people like Alex. You know, because they're so easily replaced by people who don't have a evil background like the Clintons. I saw something on the news a couple weeks ago about the whistleblower. Was the whistleblower? What case was that? The Uranium One deal. FBI raided his crib. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because he had evidence that could take down the Clintons or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You,
Yeah, so I mean, she still has some power, in the bureau,
oh yeah,
but as far as the
people.
DNC, they're looking at her like you can't bring nobody in. You know what I mean? You failed 3 times.
Yeah,
They've had a hell of a run. You got to give it to the Clintons. They had a hell of a run. But man, all good things come to an end. They should have had more kids. They could have had maybe a new dynasty like the Bushes. But
Bill should be claiming his black son then. This is a great time to claim your son, your black son who's verified on Twitter. It's a great time to claim him, man. Black Lives Matter.
you know what's crazy? Because that boy looked just like him, man.
Just like,
I swear to God, he looked just like him.
cannot deny that child. That is what Pusha T said to Drake? You're hiding a child. Clinton is hiding a child. Oh man, you see the when Trump was walking up in the funeral and he was dapping everybody up. See the Obamas had class. They dapped him up. What up, Trump? What's good? We don't fuck with you, but we gonna dap you up. You praise, you got that off. Hillary ain't. Her neck was straight.
She was pissed off, man. But wouldn't you be too? Here's the man that stopped you. You had a lifelong dream of being the president, the first woman president. Like, listen, if you were the first one, your name is etched in history forever.
Yeah.
But this man, just sit down, robbed you of your dream, robbed you of immortality. I would be pissed off too.
Yo. If Hillary Clinton was black, they would have fought right there. That's how much angst she had in her face, boy. Oh man, she had it. And that's why they coming after Julian Assange and WikiLeaks, because WikiLeaks was they played a big role in messing her up and helping Clinton win.
Yeah, they want payback. They want payback. They definitely do. That's crazy. You hear that Meek Mill album, man?
I gave it a listen.
Yeah.
How many tracks is on there?
Oh man, there's a lot, man. There's like almost. Hold on, I'll tell you in a second.
I listened to maybe 9 songs.
19.
19? All right, I got through about 9 of them before I had to turn the record off.
Oh, come on, man.
Because I think, all right, so what I do is when I listen to an album is like I'm a skipper, right? Like once I'm listening to a song and we're like a minute in and I'm not vibing, it's a skip. I was listening to it with Shorty, so I was just telling her like, yo, skip. It was a lot of skips on that album, but the joints that I liked a lot, like the Free joint.
Yeah.
Can I rant real quick? There is a conspiracy. You see how Drake on that album, he just snuck his way back on that album. And now they announced, they announced this guy Drake, the globalist artist, right? As the highest selling artist of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I'm in New York, I challenge people to do the New York Radio Challenge. The New York Radio Challenge goes, you turn the radio on and you got to change it every time they play a Drake record. You will find that half the time you have to turn the radio off. Because both stations will be playing a Drake record. They have shoved Drake down our throat.
Yeah.
He's like really like a synthetic artist. He's a manufactured icon. There's nothing real about this dude. So yeah, I just wanted to rant about that really fast. And I'm not pleased at how that is, because when Meek Mill's album drops and I'm listening to this record, it was called Free.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to, that's the one with the Biggie sample.
Yeah.
I'm listening to this record and I'm like, oh, I can't wait till this come on the radio. And I turn on hip hop New York radio. Ebro in the morning. Breakfast.
Shout out to Ebro.
I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing this record. I'm not hearing this record being played. I'm not hearing any Meek. Only Meek I'm hearing is the Meek I've been hearing.
Right.
But I hear Drake all day long. I'm not pleased. I'm not pleased with the recording industry and the manufacturing of the synthetic globalist artist Drake. And I think Meek needs more burn. But the records I heard on the album were great. Jay-Z, can I say something to the white folks on the right?
Oh man, here we go.
Here we go. Like, I ain't coming over to country music or rock music trying to judge what y'all be saying in music, because I don't know what y'all be saying in y'all music. But when you come over to hip hop, Paul Joseph Watson, and you hear the record the first time and you immediately think, oh, Jay-Z dissed Kanye. And then after Jay-Z clears it up, you still claim that Jay-Z dissed Kanye. We have an issue, white people. We have a serious issue. It's just at that point, you just got to mind your business. There's a million other things you could report on other than hip hop, especially when Jay-Z says, don't try and Prince MJ us because we got the same DNA, talking about creating division. And here you go trying to create a division that does not exist. Then you wonder why people come back around and call you white supremacists and all this other racist stuff. Because you act the fool trying to talk about stuff you don't know. You're trying to put authority over a subject you don't know. You're not black, so you'll never be hip hop, so you'll never understand. And that's okay, because you got a whole bunch of stuff y'all do in y'all culture I'll never understand. What you should have did was you should have called Uncle Hotep or Hotep Jesus and said, yo, can you break this down for me as a Caucasian? And we'd have broke it down for you so you could have reported from a place of love instead of a place of divisive hate. Because y'all want to keep the division between Jay-Z because he did the Hillary thing, and because you love Kanye because he came out with the MAGA hat, and you're trying to keep Kanye. You know what I mean? You're acting like some bitches, actually. The way y'all fighting over Kanye and want to keep him divided. Can I break down the Jay-Z thing? Is the last thing I'm going to say on this topic. The Jay-Z Hillary thing was a jokes. It was a finesse. I'm sure Jay-Z don't give two shits about that election last year. Jay-Z and Beyonce are undercover Hoteps. I want everybody to know this. They're undercover. Oh my God. You got to break this stuff down for the white people because they don't understand what's going on out here. And I got to make them privy to because it's propaganda that's deceiving them. They're undercover Hoteps pretending to be left-wing. And they stole Hillary Clinton's money right the day before the election result. That's what happened.
Man, I mean, I like the album. I still gotta listen to it. Like Meek's an artist you gotta listen to in the gym. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
I thought he could have cut it a little shorter. 19 songs is a little bit too much for me for an album. Yeah. As far as the track with Ross, What's Free? You know, yeah, Jay-Z did his thing. You know, people was up in arms like, oh man, Hov the greatest. And you hear that every time Hov drop a verse, man. Here we come, Hov the greatest ever did it, man. Blah blah blah. I get it, man. I'm just not the biggest Hov fan. I mean, he's in my top 5, but he's 5. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool. It was cool. It was nice. He was nice with that. He sounded the best he's sound in years on that verse. I'll give him that. But Rick Ross. How did Rick Ross get a pass? You know what I mean? He said about when he's talking about Tekashi. He called him, he's going to get raped by a bundle of sticks. And nobody said nothing. I'm like, when is, did the LGBTQP, did they stop harassing people? Or is it just music he could get away with that?
Yo, Rolling Stone said how Rick Ross's homophobic line made it on the Meek Mill's album. That's from Rolling Stone, my G.
Oh, okay. I didn't see it. I hardly saw any outrage about that. I was surprised. I'm like,
It was
oh,
not.
word, we back on that tip.
It,
I thought the '90s was back.
it wasn't really no outrage. You know what I'm saying? Because I think, because Bay and Jay is behind it. You know what I mean? So they like,
Right.
you kind of get a pass. They like, I heard that line, but it's like, and you look the other way type shit. Hold on, where's Rick Ross's verse was mean though. I think Rick Ross had the best verse.
I thought so too, man.
I want to say he had the best verse. He said, Rick Ross said, hold on, I'm pulling the verse up right now. He said, screaming gang, gang, now you want to rat. Racketeering charters caught him on the tap. Looking for a bond, lawyers wanted tax. Purple hair got him faggots on your back. Yo, oh man. God is the greatest, but Satan been on his shit.
Yeah, that line is hard. God is the greatest, but Satan has been on his shit.
Dude, walking the pavement, I pray I'm illuminated. It's that Illuminati talk. He said, over a decade and nobody's favorite. Yeah, he was upset on this record.
Yeah, because Rick Ross doesn't get the respect he deserves, man.
He said, been a top dog. That's before the K-Dots. Cracking in 06, immaculate showmanship. Talking like you Mitch. Disastrous on the strip. That's that paid in full talk. Holding on your bitch. Could have never sold a brick. With them people, you never been on a list. Mona Lisa, to me, ain't nothing but a bitch. Yo, Ross, he was in his bag. Yo.
Yeah. Shout out to Lipster Davis with the donation. He says, "Are your legs crossed? You got your legs crossed? Can we discuss? Can we get a side note? Can we discuss you dropped a trailer and a part one of your you did a video series. Tell us about your video series, man.
Hotep docu-series. Part of the first series with Stuff OG was recorded this weekend in New Jersey. Part one is out. We're talking about my relationship to white nationalism and loyalty. I dropped the clip, the 20-second clip online. People was upset. I dropped a couple of stills and photos with my legs crossed. Got the people talking. But we got that's the first part of the series. I guess we can call that like season 1. Season 2 is gonna be with me and Demic, Sean, ST, talking about our tour days as tour artists. And then season 3 is Hotep Nation. We're gonna do the whole Hotep Nation thing. We're gonna do a whole season with them. But yeah, this is all 2018. We wrapping up for 2018, documenting life, talking to the people. You know what I mean?
That's what's up, man. We want to see more of that. We need to see more. We need to give the people more, and that's what we're gonna do in 2019. For real, for real.
Yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. But yeah, shout out to Lipster Davis. That's my homie, yo. Shout out to him for the super chat. That's my dog. You know what I mean? We ever out somewhere and we at the bar and somebody try to fight him, you gotta fight me too. That's the homie right there.
Shout out to Lipster Davis.
How many likes we got?
We got 29, man.
29. Let's go. How many people in the chat? We got 55 in the chat. We need to get a couple more likes. We can get a couple more likes out of the people. That'd be super dope. If you're in Periscope, share.
Tumblr. Now I was never on the Tumblr wave. You know, I'm an old head. I was there before the internet, but bypassed the Tumblr era. I was doing some other shit. I was on the forum. I was on the Kali and SOHH.com back in those. I was on the forum guy. So the Tumblr shit I never quite got. But, you know, when I got to Twitter, I realized Tumblr had a real strong culture out there. I'm like, where all these people come from? And people, these are Tumblr motherfuckers. And I'm like, oh shit, yeah, all these people on Tumblr like that. No wonder I wasn't on there.
Yeah.
But they announced that they're no longer having adult content on their site. Now people are saying, what good is Tumblr then? Is it over for Tumblr?
I know I checked my timeline this morning and I saw somebody have retweeted somebody on my timeline, and the person said something like, since Tumblr is shut down, here's my nudes. And I was just like, it just looked really disgusting. I'm like, this one was on Tumblr, yo? So now we got to get the Tumblr lackeys that we need. You know what we need? We need like Instagram dark. That's what we need. Instagram needs to just build like a dark room where all the thoughts can hang out.
Yeah.
Damn, somebody's going to take that idea and build it.
I don't know, because then you couldn't creep on there and be like, what you have an account on Instagram dark for? Ain't nothing on there, but tits and ass. What are you on there for?
New York politician Democrat caught on dark Instagram. Double taps on some ass.
I saw the Tumblr. It seemed like it to me. It's like it was kind of like the Kanye West, the Travis Scotts. Who's that dude that did? He did a album with Kanye. What the fuck is his name?
Cudi.
The Kid Cudi types. That's what it seemed like Tumblr was to me. And
yeah, it was definitely like more the creatives.
Yeah.
It was the creatives and hoes and cats. That's how I thought it was. It was like creatives, hoes, and cats. And hoes and cats kind of go together, so it almost makes sense. In more ways than one.
Yo, man, you killed me.
I was raised in the 80s. And in the 80s, like political correctness had not hit TV yet.
Right.
Like you see, they hit Kevin Hart today, right? They found some. They say he's going to be hosting the new Oscars or whatever.
Right.
So today they found out some old tweets talking about he don't want his son to grow up and be gay. That's his biggest fear.
They got him, didn't they? They got him, huh? Oh, we should have seen this coming. Because, last week I did a video. He had I guess his son wanted to have a Cowboys and Indians party.
Okay. So
they had the Cowboy Indians party, and you know how it is. You can't dress up as Indians anymore. It's cultural appropriation. And these people tried to ruin his little kid's birthday party. He just wanted to have a Cowboy Indians. He might be watching the Lone Ranger and Tano on whatever Bonanza channel, and his kid wanted that. It gets excited when he sees Cowboys and Indians. Kevin Hart, he got that big money. He said, hey, we can all buy all the costumes. And now he's politically correct. Now they went through his tweets. they on his ass. Uh-oh, bring out the foil. We got the foil out.
So I got a theory on this whole Native American thing, right?
Okay.
It's the reason why I'm going super Hotep, like 80s Hotep on this. The reason why they don't like the Cowboys and Indian dynamic is because we was the indigenous people. We was the Indians. And this was the last time we actually had a patriarchy. This is the last time you had a man stand up to so-called white supremacy, a black man. Right? They want to keep that image up of us being like subservient slaves.
Right.
But they don't want to see that man pull that bow and arrow back and aim it at the white man.
Oh, man.
They don't want that. That's that black. That's the last image of black strength. That's my Hotep theory of the episode.
Oh, man.
But yeah, this PC culture, like, they getting like him for like what he doing with his private family. Like, come on, like let him do him. But 80s TV, man, I'm telling you, like a lot of shows like Boondocks would not survive today, man.
You know, when I'm watched on Netflix, I mean, no, it was on Hulu.
Hulu.
Married with Children. That would survive today.
That would.
That man, I swear it was on the I gotta go back and it's on the first season because I'm on season 2 now. They had a joke. It was a bit joke, and this was way back in the day. It's like, oh, somebody there's a transgender. They want to use the women's bathroom. I was like, how was this in there back then? I'm like, oh my god, they knew this shit way back then.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to preserve. Like, if I had my own like TV station, it would be all non-politically correct shows just to like give you that 80s feel. I might even like make everybody dress up like the 80s and different sitcoms and just the 80s was like a great era of just like I don't give a fuckness.
Yeah.
We gotta
I can't watch any of this new shit, man. I refuse to. I'm like, you know what I'm watching now on Netflix, and my girl making like look at me, I'm crazy. I'm watching the Bob Ross paint and shit. Right? They got 2 seasons of Bob Ross painting. Yeah. I'm watching that repeatedly, man. That was my shit back in the day, man.
That shit, it's just so soothing and just you can just that's classy right there, man. That's classy. You know, Uncle Hotep doing real well with the bank account when he watching Bob Ross. He doing real well. That was a humble brag. You watching Bob Ross at the crib. That's it.
You know what I mean, man? It's just wild. But you know, back to Kevin Hart, man. Don't you think it's a you know, he's building a big like a media empire, a comedy empire, whatever.
Yes.
You know, but doesn't he have people smart enough on his team like, yo, Kevin, let's clean up your Twitter. Let's clean up your why is that still out there for him, man? If you and me are cleaning up our old tweets, Kevin Hart should damn well. We don't got billions of dollars on the line. Kevin Hart should be damn well cleaning up his tweets.
Yo, the thing is, these people actually aren't in touch. It's like that time when George Bush was up there and somebody asked and they said, George Bush, how much is a gallon of milk? And he couldn't answer the question.
Right.
It's the same thing when you go ask these Hollywood people or their staff, like, how much is a gallon of milk? They be like, they got assistants that go get that stuff for them.
Right.
So, like, in order for them, like, they don't even know what's going on Twitter. They see scandals, and they don't even know half the time it came from old tweets. You know what I mean? Like, right. People don't realize you and I are fortunate because we are on the pulse of American culture. We see it right when it pumps out of the heart. By the time it hits the arteries, veins, and then capillaries, you know, that's like Facebook and then the real world. You know, they get that stuff weeks late. And then it trickles down into society over the course of months and years. This is how social engineering works. But we see it first. They be late. So really, like, I want to say that they're so detached that right now you could come out with a service that says, send your celebrity to us, we'll clean up their old tweets.
Right.
Like, you could probably have that service because these people would just be like, oh, how do we do that? How do we clean up old tweets? Like, you know what I mean? They don't know how to do that.
Right. Or at least flag the tweets for them so they can go delete them. You know what I'm saying? You could provide that service.
They need to.
You know, you could probably do that right now. I mean, somebody gonna take this idea and be like, go to some famous guy's person's account, run the search on it for whatever words, have the tweets and be like, then DM them like, hey, why don't you do something with these? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And then they'd be like, thanks for looking out. And you'd be like, oh, well, yeah, I'm doing this. You know what I mean? Once you send me some dollars, then you can, you know what I mean? You can work it, you know what I mean? You know what I'm
saying? Yeah. That's the service. Hotep's been told you, gave you the mean capitalist idea. That's a real market, yo.
Yeah, especially with now how everything is social media driven. You know, you got to keep it clean. I mean, I don't know how I'm gonna do tell my daughters. I'm definitely gonna tell them, oh, yo, you keep certain stuff off there. You know what I mean? Or don't be on there at all. You know what I mean? You can't just out there put everything up there because it's gonna follow you for the rest of your life. And you see how now they're going back and this person said this, and they're trying to get people fired from jobs and everything else. And Kevin Hart gets a new gig, and here they go. They're running back and looking at it's a bunch of haters, man.
Got a little too much dip on your chip.
That's exactly what it was. Some hate there, dude. It's like, oh, really? The Oscars, really?
Yeah.
Just dipping your chip, Negro.
Clean up these old tweets. This is serious business.
Mercy,
serious business.
We had another story. Grandfather, I seen this video, confronts the teacher. Grandfather went to the daycare and confronted the teacher about dressing his 2-year-old grandson in a dress. Now, I got a quick story about this. Like, I used to take my daughter to a different daycare before we moved, right? And sometimes I had to go pick her up. And they had this play area where they had all dress up like you wear costumes. That was there's certain sections of a certain play area. And there was this black boy in there, right? He was a year older than Jade, right? I swear to God, every time I went in there, he went and whenever we was in the dress up section, he had a dress on and some high heels. I never seen the boy's father. I seen his mother. She was always picking him up, dropping. I never seen the boy's father. I don't know the situation at home, but this thing happens probably all the time, everywhere. This isn't new. You know what I mean? I think they've been doing this, man. And it's crazy. I'm like, what is going on? I was just looking like, why is he? In my mind, I'm thinking like, his mom is probably in his life the most, so that stuff rubbing off on him. So when he gets a chance to play like his mom, there he goes. He puts the dress on, and this is what happens. And this is why a lot of stuff happens in the community, the black community, whatever the culture, whatever you want to call it. But this happens, and I'm glad the grandfather stepped up because I don't think they should be doing that. I'm like, why are they letting boys dress up in dresses and stuff like that? I mean, I guess we know why, but I mean, I'm saying they shouldn't be doing that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I see. I don't think there was a man in that kid's life. That's my guess. I don't know. I could be completely wrong, but my son, when he was in daycare, oh man, he was full of toxic masculinity. My son, I got a light skinned son, a little pretty boy. He gonna be out here getting all the. That's another story. You know what I'm saying? He got the curly hair and everything. My son, full of toxic masculinity. We used to go pick him up from daycare, and when the kids was playing, he be standing by the gate. He don't want to play. He didn't want to play. And he used to be this little girl used to stand up next to him and just stand right next to him, just be staring at him, while he was waiting for his mom to come. He wouldn't say nothing to her. He's a stone cold killer. That's my one son. The other one, he's my twin. We laugh and we joke and we play. You know what I mean? But you ain't gonna catch him in a dress neither. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just not gonna be able to pull that off. So, which is why I say, either the father's not there or the father's not there. As far as the masculinity has to be instilled, you got to your son's got to be toxic. A little bit of toxic masculinity. He's got to be one temper tantrum away from punching somebody in the face. Right. But that has to be highly provoked. But if your son ain't one temper tantrum away from hitting somebody, he ain't got enough toxic masculinity. My son still gets suspended for school. I'd be like, what happened? This kid touched me. I was like, what'd you do? I punched him in the face. I'm like, that's my nigga. Let's go get some fresh fries. You know what I'm saying?
Because I had two daughters, but if I had a son, I'd be like, yo, man, dude, you're not wearing no dress in there, man. What are you doing?
Nah.
Because it's different because they let them pick whatever. You know what I mean? You gotta tell them like, no, man, no, come on, man. I don't know. In this situation, I guess they're saying the teacher just put the dress on the kid, which I think is a little too far.
That's what,
what
that's what they try to say in the situation.
That's wild, man. It's because some of these teachers, they have different type values than you do. You know what I mean? What they think is okay is in your world to be like, man, get that stuff away from here. You know what I mean? So you gotta be careful with daycares and with schools you send your kids, because they might be. I mean, they're with them all the time just as much as they're with you. You know what I mean? So you got to watch out with what can rub off on them.
But what do you say to the teacher when the son walks over, little Billy walks over to the thing, he pulls out the dress, he throws it on, like, yeah, I'm princess. You know what I'm saying? Is the teacher supposed to stop him?
Right. Yeah. See, that's why I say it was probably it's a different situation than what I've seen. But I don't know. I'd still look at it like, man, come on, man. Cut that out, man.
That's why you got to send your kids to private school. We don't be doing that nut bullshit. I might pull my kids out of school for Black History Month. $5 donation.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
$5 donation super chat from John Smith on YouTube. Thank you very much. He said, "How long till some dad snaps after finding his son put in a dress? Son got put in a dress in kindergarten." Yeah, somebody gonna snap. I might snap.
Yeah, I mean, the grandfather, he had to handle it pretty well. But I mean, I don't think he was too old, man. I think he was a young grandfather. You know what I mean? I don't know what was going on, but he handled it, I thought, decently.
Yeah, he handled it well.
But you're right. If it was me, I might have jumped in there. I'm like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah, if it was me, it wouldn't have been no camera. Because I'm not trying to be filming my own crimes. Because that lady gonna hear a lot more than I want Twitter to know about.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know. Kareem Hunt, man.
Ugh. Shine of the week.
God damn. Video came out of I guess he was having a little hotel get kickback or whatever they call them things. And I guess the story, the girl is underage and he wanted to kick her out the room, and she must have saw them NFL dollars. She wasn't going nowhere, and he pushed her and she smacked him, and it just went left. Now he's kicked off the team. I had him on my fantasy team. God damn it.
Oh, your season done.
It is, man.
Damn.
Son of a gun. Now people are telling that he should be banned for life. What I saw, it was like a little dust up. It wasn't like, and one thing, I don't know why is this called domestic violence instead of just an altercation? Because they didn't have, to me, domestic violence, you should have some type of relationship with the person, that the two people should have some type of relationship. They were calling this domestic violence just because I guess she was a female. I don't get that, but it wasn't really. I don't know, man. It wasn't really bad to me. You hate to say that, but I've seen worse, a lot worse.
Here's what I know, and let me put my Tariq Nasheed hat on. White supremacist Cristiano Ronaldo admitted to raping a woman, and he didn't get nearly any press on it. There was no uproar. There's no Me Too. There was no real big trend on Twitter because he's their white darling. But Kareem Hunt, everybody wants to talk about Kareem Hunt. Black brother, caught on camera, That really be the reason though. That camera is lethal. It's like
Yeah.
one thing when you got the claims and allegations, but when you got that camera, that's why Ray Rice got knocked out the paint. That camera, man, that footage is so damning. You know what I mean? Because it's like blatant evidence. You play that in the courtroom, and it's like, what can you say to that? Another thing is, you can't put no hands on no white woman, not in America. Ray Rice got it, and he put his hands on his woman. Now you put your hands on a white woman? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Like, that was career suicide. All I could do, I don't think I tweeted too much about it, because I was just like, another one. Another Nick Knox caught up in the system, putting his hands on a white woman. Every few years you got one. It's like, we haven't passed that memo down yet. I thought we been knew, what black people are allowed to get away with in America. We ain't allowed to get away with much, but putting your hands on a white woman is like top of the list.
Maybe he doesn't think the cameras are anywhere. I'm like, come on, man. You got NFL money. I'm sure you're in the hotel has decent surveillance, man. Come on, man. I guess people don't think that cameras are everywhere, but they are, man. If they're in their hands, they're in the buildings, they're everywhere. He just got caught slipping. He's 24 years old. He might have screwed his money up for the rest of his life.
I don't even feel bad for him. I mean, you're a top running back in the NFL. There's only a handful of top running backs in the NFL. And you want to party with bimbos. You want to party with
that's
bimbos.
the other thing. I'm like, come on, man. I'm like, who are... I looked at the ladies. I'm like, who is this?
Yo, you could go to Africa, man. You can go to South America, go get you some fine women's. Fine women, you won't have no problems. They don't even speak English. They can't even file a complaint because they don't speak English. And and they look better than these American hood rats that you messing with. These bitches that got Instagram, these Insta thoughts that are looking for any bit of fame. Nah, bro, go get you a nice Venezuelan queen, a nice Brazilian queen, an African queen. Go stay some beautiful. When I went to Africa, I saw some beautiful, beautiful women. Good looking women, good clean girls. Ain't never even seen they got Instagram. I'm lying.
They on their heels, man. I seen they're on their heels now, man.
They definitely got Facebook and Instagram and all that shit.
they get that Wi-Fi down there. They on it heavy, boy.
That Wi-Fi is definitely present. They be in a house with no running water, but they got Wi-Fi. It's like, damn. He's got them phones.
Yeah, so he's got released by the Chiefs. We'll see if he gets a job. Like, I suggest he get like a 6-game suspension. Like, he shouldn't get like suspended for a whole year. Well, it'll be curious to see if somebody hires him back because he can play. Like Ray Rice was at the end of his career, so I can understand why people wasn't jumping out to take a shot at him. But somebody's going to take a shot at Kareem Hunt, I believe. I would, if I was a GM, I would.
The thing is with the NFL, it's not even about winning games. It's about selling tickets. And if he's going to
Right.
ticket sales, nobody's going to pick him up.
Yeah, that's right. You're right about that. But some of these fan bases might be hungry, man. They might like, put him out there.
Yeah.
Need a good stage in the backfield, man.
Yeah, you put them in the right market, one of the right cities, they might not feel as the same about another market. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So. Yeah.
Definitely. France. Macron has got egg on his face. I mean, we kind of talked about last week, but it's still going on. They one day they said they were going to suspend the fuel tax. Then the very next day, the Yellow Jackets was still on their ass. They said, "Oh, let's just go get rid of the fuel tax altogether." He's on his heels. He don't know what to do. Now they're saying Act 4 on Saturday. I don't know what to do. I gotta watch this shit on Saturday. I gotta see what's happening, man. The Yellow Jackets is kicking the police's ass,
They
man.
whoop ass.
They whooping their ass, man. They can't do nothing with them.
Hold up, I'm about to pull up the dirt on Macron right now
Yeah.
because what we got is all right. So I'm gonna read this excerpt right here. It says in August 2007, Macron was appointed deputy rapporteur. I don't know what that means for Jacques Attali's commission to unleash French growth. In 2008, Macron released €50,000 to buy himself out of his government contract. He then became an investment banker in a highly paid position at none other than Rothschild C Bank. I'm going to say that again. He then became an investment banker in a highly paid position at Rothschild and C Bank. In March 2010, he was appointed to the Attali Commission as a member. So basically, what we're talking about is this guy's an investment banker. He's a banker. He's a globalist. Now, when you go look up his political affiliation, his political affiliation is none other than the Socialist Party. He claims to be independent now, but at one point he was a socialist. And what we're talking about is this socialist tax that these French people are fighting, that these French people don't want over the oil. And that's the issue at hand here. How you?
There's a lot. I was reading. A lot of people were saying it just wasn't the fuel tax. It was. They're saying Macron's an elitist, a globalist. You know what I mean? They're not looking out for the the people in France. So it's like a boiling thing. You know, it's not just. That's why when they suspended the fuel tax, they said, no, we still on your ass. You know what I'm saying? So you think Macron survives, man? I think the approval rating was like 20-some%, man. Like, and 72% approved of the riots. They didn't care about the destruction or nothing. They was like, yo, go ahead and get out there, man.
Yeah, I think some people have reported that the riots have all right, so there's two ways we can look at this: either extremists or plants, or a combination of both. That kind of like incite the riots. We saw what's the brother's Darren from Ferguson was talking about that.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Darren. What's his last name again?
Fields. I thought it was Darren Shields, wasn't it?
Nah, not Shields. I don't think that's the last name. It might be Shields. But he talked about during the protests, when they were protesting after Mike Brown, that out of nowhere, these people that weren't from St. Louis or from Ferguson were inciting violence with the police. And then when things got violent, these people actually disappeared. So that could be happening also in France as well, where some of these violent acts are being carried out by a separate militia. You know, all you gotta do is throw on a yellow jacket and you look like one of them.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, the elites can play both sides. You know what I mean? I wouldn't doubt because remember the week before they had like some summit meeting and nobody shook Macron's hand. You know what I mean? And now a week later after that, here come the Yellow Rebellion. Like, what did they know that we didn't know? You know what I'm saying? So it wouldn't down my mind. It wouldn't surprise me if like they stoked the fires a little bit. You know what I mean? People were already pissed off, but it wouldn't surprise me if there was some big money behind that.
Yeah, I mean, what they're gonna do is they're gonna use Alexandria or Cortez, AOC. They're gonna use her to push this whole climate thing because she's looking at it from a very altruistic point of view,
Right.
they're coming at it like they want to get this carbon tax because that's essentially what the French are fighting, like a carbon tax, and that's what we're
Right.
going to get. And the fact that we have this new NAFTA agreement is going to be a carbon tax behind that. So here's the big issue, right, with the whole carbon tax and all that. The problem is once you have an international tax, you need an international IRS to come around and enforce that tax, which is going to put American citizens under jurisdiction of a globalist empire or globalist overseer.
Step one.
Right. So what they're trying to do is first unite America with Canada and Mexico, and then they're doing this whole carbon tax in France. So that what happens is if they can get certain nations to get this tax, then it's like, okay, well, everybody has tax now. Let's make a international tax and make it all one and bring it under the umbrella. And then that's going to be the need for that international IRS. And then that's when we fall under the globalist elite clutches. And that's pretty much what we're headed for. And that's what the French people are fighting. They woke. Did you see when the dude came out with the Trump hat mask on?
Yeah.
They came out of Trump. They was like, "We want Trump. We want Trump." They want Trump in France, yo.
Yeah.
That's
Trump
crazy.
has become the face of anti-globalism.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Little do they know.
Yo, chill, man. Chill, man. Hey, I forgot. Did we bring up Brett Favre? Did I talk about Brett Favre last week?
Oh, the GDL boys?
Yeah.
Nah, you ain't say nothing. I don't think.
So Matthew Perry, this is for you, Matthew Perry. You're in the chat room. You could at least donate. But you know the GDL, and this is funny. Some people should use this for other means, you know, for other messages, whatever they want to get out. But I guess there's some website that pays celebrities to speak whatever words they want, and since these celebrities, like you said, they're so out of touch, they don't know what they're reading. Brett Favre was talking about, you know, the USS Liberty and other things, and shout out the GDL boys, and they got who's that? Perez Hilton. I think Perez Hilton. They got him talking about
Andy Dick, Soldier Boy.
Yeah.
Brett Favre were the three top names I saw, but there was some more people.
Yeah, so that's pretty clever, you know. But you know, I mean, see, if you want to fight the quote unquote brackets, the Illuminati, the lizardmen, you gotta be inventive. You gotta use ingenuity, and that's like ingenuity. You can't just go out there marching with tiki torches like ha ha ha. They look like a bunch of assholes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You gotta use some ingenuity.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about last week when we talk about like Laura Loomer getting suspended and a lot of conservatives getting deplatformed. But I think it's that, right? I think it's just being smart about how we fight this beast. Kind of now it's got me thinking about Samuel Adams, right? Samuel Adams out of Massachusetts. Samuel Adams out of Massachusetts was part of this group. I forget the name of the group, but that group was almost like fighting against globalism or something like that. Or really, I shouldn't say globalism because it wasn't globalism then. They were fighting against the crown, the crown of Great Britain. But when I was looking that up, it reminded me of Gavin and the Proud Boys and why they deplatformed them.
Right.
Because I think they're afraid of groups of men. You know, it's one thing to have a group or organization, but when you have a group of men, like that's where people have gone for a source of liberation in many empires,
right, under
many oppressors. And I think anytime you create a group of men, they're going to be like, now we got to get y'all out of here. But yeah, you got to get smarter like the GDL, man. The GDL, shout out to the GDL boys, man. Y'all out here working for the people. I appreciate it.
All right, that's another episode 24. I did do that BitChute interview today. It should be out tomorrow, so I should send it out. Be on the lookout for that, people. Other than that, I don't got nothing.
Send me that so I could send it out to the email list. If everybody, there's going to be in the description, there'll be a link to our email list. Subscribe to the email list for all our updates. And when that comes out, send me that link and I'll blast it out in the email blast so people can get that and whatever else you got.
Right.
Shout out. We another month just passed. Shout out to our top Patreon supporter again. Still, Ben Settle. We appreciate you. Shout out to our woke water purchaser, Ben. Still top woke water purchaser with 3 bottles at $125 pop. Big baller status. Shout out to Ray Sin. Shout out to Love is a 4-letter word for the $20 super chat. That's dope. Appreciate you. Much respect. Keep naming the nose. Respect to Uncle Hotep and Hotep Jesus sending love. Yo, thank you. Yo, we appreciate that. We might get off here before you.
Yeah, let's get out of here before we get in trouble, man. Next week, man.
I'll see you next week, yo.